Good afternoon. After recently completing a simulation about the conflict in Chechnya, the purpose of the simulation was to introduce the conflict and provide an opportunity to participate in a problem-solving workshop that involved both parties of the conflict, which are Russia and Chechnya. It provides a greater understanding into bringing influential members from all sides together and the attempts to explore a joint resolution for peace through Track 2 diplomacy. The focus of a Track 2 diplomacy is not on negotiating a specific outcome, but rather on opening up communication between conflicted groups, developing creative approaches to differences in identity, discussing the sources of violence and discontent, and encouraging understand of the other. This topic is important because it is a conflict with a long history of violence against each other and has had major impacts on the civilian communities, with attacks being targeted against them. Both sides do not view each other in a favorable light, and coming together for a mutual peace agreement has been difficult. Additionally, the importance of freedom and self-identity make the means of this conflict justified in both members' eyes. This topic can be used by others in the international community as a good case study when examining ways to develop conflict resolution with interstate conflicts. Prior to the simulation, I did not know much between the conflict between Chechnya and Russia. I minimally knew and suspected that Chechnya was wanting to break away from Russia and be recognized for its own statehood. After reviewing the relevant readings, I was able to learn of the long history between Russia and Chechnya and the reasons for why these two are conflicting with each other. Dating back to 1991, the Soviet Union would be broken up into 15 independent states. Chechnya would look for statehood and declare independence from Russia, to which Russia would not grant nor recognize. In the years that followed, there would be continuous attacks by rebel groups who would turn to terroristic tactics for promoting their independence. In return, Russia would initiate attacks within Chechnya and establish a Russian-backed government in the region, declaring that Chechnya would be governed directly from Moscow. Russia would appoint Ramzan Kadyrov as the new leader of Chechnya, who is viewed as a popular and virtuous leader. His tactics of using nationalism and traditionalism are relied on to create an illusion that the Republic offers its people a high degree of self-determination, while also trying to eradicate memories of his separatist predecessors and provoking tensions by taking over some of their slogans, including territorial claims. The religious freedom within Chechnya is also one of the most regulated, with Chechen authorities being militantly hostile to any form of religious dissent and any others who call for the killings and the use of violence against those who do dissent. Sufi Islam is a key element to the national identity of Chechnya, and believe that those who do not follow the path of Sufi Islam will not live a second in Chechnya. Ramzan also pursues a policy of forced Islamization, and going as far as to state that Sharia supersedes Russian law. He has promoted strict rules that the citizens must follow, such as polygamy, the banning of alcohol, and strict dress codes for women in state institutions, schools, and universities. Looking at some of the critical factors that can contribute to a successful resolution is communication, mediation, the ripeness and readiness theory, and the constructivist theory. Communication is key to developing a successful resolution because it allows each party to be able to speak freely about their concerns and voice their opinion on the conflict in ways that they feel could lead to a resolution. In addition, effective communication means that you are also willing to listen to the opposition's concerns and allow for them to express their side of the conflict. An additional key factor that can assist with developing a successful conflict resolution is the use of mediation. Utilizing a third-party facilitator within conflict resolution can yield positive results and guide participating members towards a peaceful outcome due to their unbiased and neutral approach towards conflict. Through the ripeness and readiness theory, ripeness means that conflicting parties will begin to negotiate only when the conflict between the two is ripe for resolution and that certain threats and opportunities are present. For readiness, this theory explains that negotiations will begin when they are able to build a large domestic coalition for peace. The ripeness and readiness theory can be critical factors to contributing to a peaceful resolution because a resolution for a conflict will not be accomplished unless the time is right and the parties are ready for resolution. Viewing resolution through the lens of the constructivist theory, conflict resolutions can be obtained when perceptions are able to be changed. Through this theory, both parties can begin to build trust for one another and develop an understanding between each member's concerns. Constructivist theory places the focus on each member's ideas and identities, which for the case of Chechnya will be important because of their expressed concerns over their inability to live freely and develop their own self-determination. The lessons that I have learned from this simulation is that both Russians and Chechens view the others as the primary reasons for the conflict. For the Russians, they see the rebelling Chechens as terrorists who are conflicting chaos amongst Russian communities in order to achieve their own statehood. They are against separatism of states within the Russian Federation and look to maintain territorial control of Chechnya. For Chechnya, they view Russia as a state that has taken away their sovereignty and self-determination. They also have expressed issues with attacks against their religious freedom and the perception that they are not allowed to follow their own religious beliefs. I left the simulation with the understanding of how important religious freedom and self-determination are for the Chechens. Within the simulation, there were members from both the Russian and Chechen side that promoted the use of force to eliminate the other side, but also showcased other influential members from each side that were advocating to a peaceful resolution without violence. What I would recommend things to be done differently for the Chechnya and Russia conflict is the development of a conciliation committee, establish policies that ensure freedom of religion, and promote political dialogue. With developing a conciliation committee, it will bring an unbiased third-party member as well as key members of Chechnya and Russia to open communication between the two and explore potential resolutions towards the conflict. The Commission will assist in providing expertise towards conflict resolution and developing a voluntary and mutually acceptable peace agreement. When establishing policies that ensure the freedom of religion for Chechens, Russia should enforce legal policies that protect the religious freedom within Chechnya. In addition, Russia should enforce policies that punish religious intimidation as well as ending forced Islamization. When promoting political dialogue, the Chechens should feel that they have a sense of self-determination and also be allowed to have influence in their political system under Russian constitution and laws. If these steps were to be taken, I believe that a peaceful negotiation could be made between Chechnya and Russia. Thank you.